Happy Monday, everyone. Today is Monday, the 1st of March, unbelievably so, 2021, and we are on session F3 in your digital notebook. Please have that handy. Your I can statement today is I can activate and build background knowledge about the central idea through the study of a poem. That's right, we're going to read a poem today. A lot of you say you don't like poetry. I don't believe that for a moment because pretty much all of you listen to music, and that music has lyrics, and those lyrics are poetry. So don't tell me you don't like poetry. We're going to be listening and reading a poem called Let America Be America Again. And this poem is by the poet Langston Hughes. I'm sure you are familiar with him. We're also going to be looking at a little quick biography of Mr. Hughes. And today you're going to be going through the Learn About It, Practice It, and Evidence of Learning of Session 3. And please note that you have a Standards Mastery in iReady. It needs to be completed no later than Friday. So make sure you get that done. That being said, that is the only iReady thing you have to get done this week. So typically you have to do 2 lessons a week. Hear this carefully. You only have to do the standards mastery. I expect you to take your time and to focus on the standards mastery. Go back, check your answers. Go back, prove your responses. Make sure that you can validate what you said. I do expect to see a better outcome this time than on the last standards mastery. This standards mastery is on main idea, and we've been talking a lot about it, so I do expect to see some improvement. All right, so let's talk about, let me just shrink this down for a moment for you. Let's talk about your assignment today because it's going to look a little bit different because the county has, in its infinite wisdom, given us a video of the lesson. So I don't see a point in my teaching it to you and then they're teaching it to you again. So pay close attention to what I'm about to tell you. In the Learn About It session, you will see the I can statement and you will see the printed copy of the poem, Let America Be America Again. You're going to use this to follow along as you listen to the poem. Let me say that again. Use this to follow along as you listen to the poem. Where are you going to find that poem, you might ask? Well, that's a very good question. So let's just scroll down a little bit, something some of you tend not to do. It says, click here to view the NF Session 3 mini lesson. Here is the lesson, and this teacher has recorded the lesson from beginning to end, including the video of the poem and including the video of the biography of Langston Hughes. So you will be watching it there. She will be explaining things to you. There is nothing to submit or turn in here, but make sure that you watch this video. It's about 15 minutes long. Next, we're going to go to another bit of a slippery slope here. Once again, a lot of what they're doing comes from the brick and mortar classroom, and it doesn't quite tie into what we're doing. So you need to listen carefully again. In this unit, Tapping the Power of Nonfiction, there are several connection pieces to books. If we were in the classroom, we would have all of these books to read, and you would be choosing them to read with a book club. That's going to look a little different for us this time, and we don't have all the books. However, right now, you're just looking at the connection pieces, which are articles about the books. So you can choose whichever one you want. If you click on Tapping the Power of Nonfiction, it's going to show you the original document. that says you're going to read 6 of these. These are going to be leading into whatever book you're going to read. Take that with a grain of salt because it's not exactly set up yet. So, right now, what you're going to do is just scroll down. It says you're going to read from several different topics. Notice I didn't say 6, I said several. So, this one says 6. I'm telling you several. We're not sure how many yet. But whichever one you read, you're going to have to complete an assignment about it in the evidence of learning. So, if you scroll down, you're going to see several different titles. Okay, this one is about John Lewis, who we just read about. This one is about people with deformities and disabilities, much like the book Wonder that several of you have read. The next one is about the Salem witch trials. Then we have how friendship can lead to success. Here's a piece about Claude the Colvin, civil rights leader. Claude the Colvin. Wow, Claudette Colvin. I apologize, it's early. And then this one called My Family Divided. This is a really good one about undocumented immigrants. And I hesitate to say that some of you may have had that issue in your families. It's unfortunate. But when you come to this country, sometimes it's complicated. If you like the Revolutionary War, the crossing of the Delaware, George Washington. Wheels of Changes have bicycles. Bicycles gave women some more freedom. There's that word freedom. The bicycle actually gave women the opportunity to do a lot more. It's a pretty interesting read. Turning 15 on the Road to Freedom. This is a book we might read as a group. This is about a young lady who was in the March to Selma, and it was her 15th birthday. And she talks about her experiences. Sugar changed the world. We don't think a lot about sugar, but it had a financial, economic, and sociological impact on the entire world. So, pretty interesting again. And if you are interested in the environment, Tracking Trash is a good read also. Then we have Kids at Work is about child labor laws and how children used to have to work. There, I believe, are pictures in there of children working in mills right here in Gastonia, North Carolina. We've got a job. This is not we're employed. This is we have a job to do getting the South desegregated. Freedom Heroines is about 5 different women who worked to promote civil rights for not only women, but everyone. Fight for Freedom, again, Revolutionary War. The next one, Unraveling Freedom, I think it's called. I can't read that, but this one is about World War One. World War One was the first major war on this planet. Actually, changed a lot of our lives. And then the Little Rock Nine. I'm sure you're well aware of who they were. These high school students fought for their right to an education. Then we have the Triangle Shirtwaist Fire. This is a book about a huge fire in a factory where there were no, of course, back then they didn't have smoke detectors, but there were no safety measures in place. And the building was old and pretty much made out of wood, and it was dry. And once the fire started, the building went up like a match, killed several people, and it's when a lot of safety laws changed. And if you are interested in a little bit more about what we were reading the other day, this is the book I Am Malala, and it talks about terrorism in Afghanistan. Girl Code. There's a big push to get girls interested in computer coding these days. If you are interested in that, you have a bright future. And undefeated is a Native American who wants to play football. Not a lot of Native Americans did that. When I was young, my favorite athlete was a football player named Roman Gabriel, and he was a Native American. He was a quarterback for the Los Angeles Rams. Surviving Hitler, a World War II piece, and the distance between us is about immigration and how separates families. This one is a World War II book. Again, if that area interests you, feel free to read that. You're not reading these books. Remember, you're reading articles about the subject. So they're not very long, but you need to read them because then you're going to go to the next page, which is your evidence of learning piece. So, whichever one you choose to read, you are going to write a response. Make sure you include the title of the piece you're reading and the number of the prompt you choose. So, you have options. There are 16, looks like 16, yes, 16 different prompts you can choose from. You only have to write about one. So if you write about number 7, then you need to tell me you're writing about number 7. The situation in the piece reminds me of something that happened to me or someone else because, and I want you to include that line. If they give you a line that leads right into your response, I expect you to use it. I want to know what you're writing about based on your writing, not based on somewhere I found the title of what you were writing about. In this piece, ladies and gentlemen, I expect you to write a good, solid response. That means minimum, bare minimum, 8 sentences. Bare minimum. And you're going to type it here. So if I go to student view, I believe I released this for you. Sometimes I forget. So you're going to hit submit assignment. And you're going to put your text entry here. Now, if you want to write it in a Google Doc and paste it in here, that's fine, or you can just type it in there. It gives you a typing area here. You can do it either way. Once you do that, then you're going to hit submit assignment, and you're done. So that is pretty much all I have for you today. Make sure that you watch the lesson. Make sure that you watch the poem, Let America Be America, again and follow along. And make sure that you watch the Langston Hughes video. We will be using these again tomorrow. So make sure you are prepared. And that is all I have for you today, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Monday. T2 out.